Honestly, this is another movie that's objectively not great, but again, I have fun with it. Freddy vs. Jason was released in 2003, directed by Ronnie Yu, starring Robert Englund and Ken Kersinger. And yeah, this is pretty much the ultimate horror crossover. Apparently, this was expanded on in some comics. I haven't read said comics, but I think that this is a fun enough film. So let's go ahead and start off this review with the good. And like I said, this is just a ton of fun. First of all, you have Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger in this movie. And as I said in my Nightmare on Elm Street reviews, Robert Englund is absolutely terrific as Freddy. There is no denying that he is synonymous with the character. Jackie Earle Haley did his best in the remake, but he was just not Robert Englund. And like with the Nightmare films, Robert Englund is the highlight of this movie. He's obviously having a blast in the role. He's got his normal Freddy-isms in this film, and I just feel like it works for this movie. This is an extremely campy movie because it mixes the late stage Nightmare franchise with the late stage Friday the 13th franchise. And if anybody knows either of those franchises, they definitely leaned more into the camp side of the franchises in late stages. So yeah, the campiness of this franchise, of these two franchises, really mixed well in this movie, I feel like. And you get some really great action sequences between Freddy and Jason. And I really love the final fight. It's a all-out beatdown between Freddy and Jason, and it's just what I really wanted, seeing these two slasher icons fight each other. Also, some really great kills here from both Freddy and Jason. Jason gets much more kills in this movie than Freddy does, but that's part of the conflict that builds between Freddy and Jason. But I really did enjoy the kills that we got in this movie. And also, the opening to this movie was absolutely terrific. Having Freddy narrate the opening, show his backstory and how he died in real life, and then showing clips of the past films in the Nightmare franchise. Really strong opening. Some would say that the movie peaked with that opening, and I wouldn't disagree with them, but I still really enjoyed what we did get in the later stages of the film. But that's about all for the good, on to the bad. And yes, there's a few things that I didn't really care much for here. First of all, I didn't really care for any of the main characters in this movie. I didn't find any of them memorable. None of them were super unlikable. They just weren't super memorable. And also, no hate to Ken Kersinger. He did a good enough job with what he was given, but I was not a fan of this particular version of Jason. I feel like aesthetically, he's one of the better looking Jasons, but there's just something about the way that the character moves in this movie. It didn't feel like the Jason that we've come to know. I don't know, that's probably just a weird nitpick, but it's in there for me. But that's about all for the bad. On to the final thoughts. This is just a badass crossover film. It's not great by any means, but I still have a ton of fun with it. Freddy vs. Jason is so dumb, it's fun, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Freddy vs. Jason. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.